Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this digital fillable questionnaire in Word. So let's open a new document. And this is just a normal A4 document. So I'm just going to press my cursor a couple of times and then go to Insert, Table, click on the drop down and go down to Insert Table. And here I'm going to insert number of columns is going to be 8. So I'm just going to use the increase arrow to go to 8. And number of rows is going to be 29 and click OK. So whilst this looks a little complicated at the moment, it's really quite simple. So I'm just going to zoom in and then I'm going to go and select the whole table by using this cross at the top here. Go to Table Design at the top, go to Borders, and go all the way down to no borders. Then go to borders again and just select view grid lines. So what that's done is taken out all of the border lines and just inserted a guide. So if you were to print this out, nothing would print. These grid lines don't print out. And if you save it as a PDF, they also don't show as well. This is just a guide. So at the top here, I'm just going to select these two cells. And when I select these two cells, I can actually go to this center line here. You can see my cursor's changed. I can click and just drag that one line over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here a box that can be ticked. Now, in order to do that, you need to have your developer tab. If you can't see that, just go to Word, Preferences, Ribbon and Toolbars, go down to the bottom here and you'll see Developer. Make sure that's checked, click Save. And then when you go back into Word, you'll see that your developer tab is at the top here. If you just click on it, you'll see that we have a number of different selections and it's really this area here that we need to look at. So here you can see text box, that's for your text. Here you can see a checkbox, which we're going to use now. And here you can see a combo box, which is basically a drop down. So we're going to insert a checkbox, make sure your cursor is in the correct place and just click checkbox. There you can see it's inserted this checkbox and we will customize this so it won't look like this at the end. And then in here, we want to put a text box for people to put the date in. So click text box and then right click on this gray area, go down to properties, and this is where you can customize your text boxes. So here you can select for a number of different options if you want to, and then you can put some default text in. I'm going to use the word date. You can limit the amount of characters that somebody puts in that box. So we can limit that to, let's say, 10. Then down here, I'm just going to put the word date in and click OK. You can see the word date has been selected there. There is an option for you to take all the shading off. You can see everything's grayed out. I can click shading and it will take all of that shading off. I'm going to leave it on for the time being just so that I know where I've put all of my electronic cells, and then I'm just going to carry on customizing the rest of the table. So this row is quite narrow, so I'm going to increase the height. So just place your cursor anywhere in this row, go to table layout, and then you can see here we've got a height option. In here I'm just going to select this and I'm going to take this to 0.7. So then I'm going to select these two cells and then come over to this section here, which allows you to select where your text will lie within your cell. So I'm going to align it to the center left, and as you can see it's brought it down to be in the center of that cell. Then I want to customize the outer edge of these two cells. So I'm going to select the two, go to Table Design, then I'm going to select pen color. Now over here is where you can change all of your border styles, colors, thickness, etc. This will be where you select the thickness of your border, the type of border here, there's lots of different options, and the color of your border. So we're just going to select a light gray, click on borders and go down to outside borders. And then as you can see, we've just got a grey outline to the outside of this entire border. Now remember, this line doesn't exist. So you'll just have these two cells here, and the rest of these won't exist either because we haven't put a border line around them. So then we're going to leave a space. So this row here will be a space. If you want to change it, you can go to Table Layout and simply merge the cells so that you know it's a space. You can see they've all now been merged. But what it has done, it has put a borderline across the top here, which we don't want. So let's just go back. So now we're just going to leave a space here and then go to this row here. We're going to select the entire row, go to table layout and select merge cells. And in here, we're going to put some text. I'm just going to paste in my text. I'm sure you don't want to watch me type. And then for here, we'd like to put a borderline along the bottom, or just a line. So click in this cell here, go back over to table design. I'm going to change the pen color to black. And in the borders, I'm just going to select this bottom border here. And you can see now we've got a black line that runs underneath that text. Now you may want a little bit of distance. Again, this row is very narrow, so you can always go back up to table layout and you can increase that height. You can use this increase height arrow. You just keep clicking until that will expand, just leaving a little extra space between the text and the line. We're going to leave another space again and then go down to this row here, select it, merge cells, and once again I'm just going to insert my text. Then we're going to miss out a row. Then we're going to begin to insert some selection boxes. So I'm going to select these 3 cells and just move over this line for these 3 cells. Then in here I'm going to go to developer, insert a checkbox, and then one here missing out a space or a row. Then I'm going to put in some text, and then I'm just going to move the lines over. So select these cells because I want to just move this line here. And I'm just going to move that over so that we can get all of that text in. Then this will be a space here. And then once again, we're going to do exactly the same, moving just this line over, insert the checkboxes, and then some text. You can move these lines over again if you want to. You don't need to, but you can do in order to make it similar to the one before. There's your space in these cells here. And then once again, we're going to move this over and insert the checkboxes, and then again the text. Once you've done that, we can slightly increase the height of these rows once again. Select it, go to table design, go to table layout, and then I'm going to increase this to 0.7, press enter, and once again here. Then we can select everything, and then we can align it to center left, and then we can just select these 2 boxes, go to table design, click shading. You can use any shading you like. I've used this one here, and do that for all of the boxes. You can see the colors already being selected here, so you can just click. So I've just made all of this text the same size. It's all font size 11, just so that they match. Then once we've done that, we're going to miss out a row again, select this row, go to table layout, merge the cells, once again insert some text, and then with this row selected, go to table design, and you can see bottom border is already selected in black. Just click, you can see the bottom border there, and then go to table layout, and then once again increase the row height to 7 and press enter. Then once again we're going to leave a space, and then we're going to start with the table. Let me just show you. So now we're just going to create this middle section here. So I'm just going to paste in the text. Then once I've got the text in, I can just select these 2 sets of rows and just move this over so that I can get in all of my text. I don't have to keep the text at this size. I can go to the Home tab and reduce the size down to maybe 10, and then I can keep moving it over to ensure I've got that top one in there. So now we're going to select these 2 rows in order for us to move this line over. Then we're going to make sure it's all selected and change the font to 10. Now you can see we've got a really narrow row here, or column here. So what we're going to do is select all of these columns because we want those all to be completely equal. Then we go to table design, table layout. Then go to distribute columns, and you can see now they're all equal. Then we're going to put the text in at the top. So because we've had to make so many columns for this section here, we've got too many columns here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two, go to merge cells, and I'm simply going to move this line all the way over here, and then once again select this, go back up and select distribute columns, and then with the text here I'm going to select center align, and then with all of these cells here we're going to go up to the table height or the row height and select 0.7 and press enter. Now we're going to put in all of the little tick boxes, so go to developer, select checkbox. I'm going to select this checkbox by clicking and dragging across it, Command or Control C to copy, or you can go to the Home tab and select the copy button. Then I'm going to select all of these cells, Command or Control V for paste, and again here to paste. You can see they're not all aligned, so I'm going to select them all, go back up to table layout, go to center align, and I'll show you how these checkboxes work at the end. Now if you want some border lines in, we're just going to select all of this section here, go to table design. This time we can go to the pen color, select grey again, borders, and now we can select inside borders, which if I deselect you can see this grey area. Let me just go to table layout, table design, and let's just go to the grid lines and switch them off. So there you can see now we've just got these grid lines here, which are quite faint. You can make them stand out a bit more by selecting a different colour, but I'm very happy with that. So again, let's go and switch the grid lines back on. Then once again, we're going to leave a space and then merge these cells here. Table layout, merge cells. Click in here and place your text. Again, back over table design, pen colour, black, borders, bottom border, and then once again table layout, and then we're going to change it to 7 and press enter. The rest of these lines we want for writing, so all I'm going to do is select each row and simply click merge, and I'm going to do all of that for the remaining rows. Then I'm going to select all of these rows, go back up to height, and once again 0.7 and press enter, and then I'm going to go back up to table design. Again I'm going to click on grey, and then I'm going to select bottom borders, and I'm also going to select inside borders, deselect, and then let me take the grid lines off, and there you can see we've got some writing lines. Now in this section here you can either choose to select each row. Let me just make sure they're all in the middle. Select it, go to table layout, and make sure it's aligned to left center. There we go. And then you can go to the developer tab. You can put in a text box here and then right click on it and then go to properties, and here you can select a maximum length. That will include all of the characters on this line. Now in order to know how many characters you can fit on one line, you're going to have to type. You can type the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Then you can set this maximum length to that limit, so that when somebody goes to type, they can type on this line, but they won't be able to type anymore, and it won't use the return key to push this down a row. They'll have to then click on this row and do exactly the same with that one. Alternatively, you can merge all of these cells together, go to table layout and merge, and then simply put this at the top. So you'd have to go up here. Your user will be able to click in here and they'd be able to type throughout this box here. And maybe you'd have to limit it to 500 characters, but they would be able to type in this section and go to the next line. What you can do is once you've decided on your characters, you can copy and paste this one, Command or Control C, and then paste it all to these as well. So they might all be limited to those 20, 30 characters. Let's just put those grid lines back on. So let's just go ahead and put in the title. So if we click at the top here, go to insert, text box, draw text box, click and draw out the text box. You can put in your text, select it, go to the Home tab, and we're going to center it, and then go to Shape Format. We're going to take off the black outline color, and the Shape Fill, select No Fill so it doesn't have a fill color. Go to the Home tab, use the Increase Font Size tool until it looks exactly how you like. And then go to Layout, Align, Align to Center. Deselect, check you're happy. Just pull that down again with my arrow keys. Then I'm going to copy and paste this for the bottom because we're going to do a few text boxes at the bottom. But before I do that, I'm just going to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the square, click and draw out a rectangle. I'm going to pop it at the top here. Here we're going to take out the outline again. Shape Fill is going to be a light grey again. And here we're going to select Send Backwards, Center Back. You can see it's not quite gone behind the table. So go to Wrap Text and select Behind Text. Now you can see it's gone behind the table. For this cell here, we're going to select the 2 here, and we're going to go to Table Design. We're going to go to Shading and select White. So it will make this whole cell white. So when I deselect, you can see that it's gone in front of the actual graphic. Down the bottom here, we're going to use these text boxes for your contact details. I'm just going to paste in those details, move them over here, try to line the text up with the edge of this table. Then I'm going to copy and paste it. I can do that by simply selecting a box, hold down your Alt or Option key, and then just simply click and drag. And that's how you can simply and easily copy and paste. Again, with these two, hold down the Alt or Option key, hold down the Command or Control key, go to Shape Format, go to Align, and then click Align to Middle. That will align these two up. Down the bottom here, you can insert your logo, go to Insert, Picture, Picture from File, select the logo of your choice and click Insert. When you've inserted it, you may not be able to move it. If you can't, select it, go to Picture Format, Wrap Text and select In Front of Text. Then you can move it and then pop it anywhere you like at the bottom. But again, try and line it up with something so it looks a bit more cohesive. We can line the Y up with the edge of our table here, and we can try and line it all up with this text here as well. Perfect. So let's take those grid lines off. Go to Borders and take off the grid lines. So now you've got your fillable file. So now we've completed it. There's a couple of things we need to do. Go to the Developer tab, and you can take off the shading if you want to, and then you can protect the form. Once the form is protected, now your user can only click on the boxes. You can see I've now selected this X. Then if they want to select one of these, they can do so and deselect them by just clicking off. So there's your fillable form. If I try to click anywhere else, I can't. I've tried to click on word of mouth and the cursor's taken me straight to this one here. If I try to click here, you can see it jumps to this box here. So your user cannot edit any of this, and they can only simply type on the lines that you have selected. So to save this, you can simply go to File, Save As. You can save this as a Word document or a PDF. It's completely up to you, and send it to your user. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.